It is so hot in here right now, but howdy, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over what my full week of training looked like. So, without further ado, let's jump on into it. I have my little notes app here, so excuse me for when I look down at my notes, but basically, yeah, we're going to go over runs, workouts, lifts for the week, what felt good, what felt bad, some thoughts, some feelings, things I've been working on, and things that I want to adjust moving forward. Let's jump on into it. We got the week overview. Monday, I'm gonna pop my little Strava pictures here. So Monday was just a 7-mile easy run, nothing crazy, nothing super stellar, felt good. Tuesday was a solid aerobic run. It was 8 miles total. Tuesday actually became a little bit more of a progression run just because I was feeling pretty good that day. So started off pretty just like kind of on the quicker side, but still just kind of easy and controlled, and slowly just wanted to let my body take over and just kind of run how it wanted to run that day while kind of pushing myself a little bit. Those like solid aerobic days that I get prescribed are like, it's a medication, are supposed to feel just like, oof, that was a good kind of hard run. Like when you go for a run with your really fast friends and they're just dragging you along and you're pretty tired at the end, but you're also pretty proud of yourself. That's like basically what those runs are. So I had a really solid run on Tuesday then with that one. I also, in the evening, went to go lift. So for those lifts right now, I'm keeping everything. I've got like 3 blocks of exercises and I run through 3 sets of each exercise too. And so I always start with more of like a heavier lift. So I'll do stuff on the squat rack. So I did do back squats on Tuesday, for example, and then some kind of calf raises with the barbell as well. And then I move on to some more just full body functional exercises to really just work on kind of like an overall strength with the body instead of really isolating any particular muscle group per se. I also have been focusing some more on just kind of that lower core and my glutes and my hamstrings and my glute med and everything like that to just help out with the plantar fascia that's been going on and just kind of balance out each side of my body. Moving on to Wednesday, I had just an easy aerobic 7, so again, nothing super crazy there. On Thursday, just an easy 6, so that was also quite wonderful. It wasn't a super crazy week. Friday though, I had a fartlek, and for those of you who don't know what a fartlek is, because it's a funny word, it's basically just interval runs, like interval training, and you just play, it's the Swedish word for speed play, and so that's just kind of what you do throughout the whole run, is you have just varying paces, varying times or distances that you go those varying paces for, and it's just kind of a fun, playful way to work out. So I wasn't super sure what I wanted to do exactly what I wanted to do going into it, but I ended up deciding to do 3 sets of 5 minutes on and then 2 minutes on, and then in between was halftime rest. So it would be 5 minutes on, 2.5 minutes off, and then 2 minutes on, and then 1 minute off, and just repeated that 3 times. I felt pretty good that day, actually. I didn't really have like a goal pace or anything, since this was kind of my first real workout back. So I just wanted to get the legs moving and just kind of feel good and just happy with an effort. So that one, it was, for what it was, I'm content with it. It was good. I was supposed to do a lift in the evening. I did not, so I saved the lift for later in the week. I just kind of got busy with other stuff during the day, and then it was late and it just didn't really happen, so we can adjust. But I did get a sports massage as well on Friday, and that should help out with the plantar too. My calves had been feeling a little bit tight, and so were my glutes, all those kind of typical problem areas. So went to Bart at PB Sports Massage, shout out, thank you, and had him just kind of work on my calves, just obviously focus on the lower half of my body, but a lot of calf work, the glute work, some work into my feet too, and then some back work as well. I was like pretty tight up behind my neck, which honestly makes sense, but it was just really nice to kind of have that worked on as well. Also, side note, I was massaged in my armpit for the first time, and that was kind of a crazy experience. So yeah, that was wild. It didn't feel great, but like in the good kind of way. So that was Friday. Moving on to Saturday, it was just an easy 5.5 miles. It was supposed to be 5 to 6, and I couldn't decide, so I just split the difference and added the 0.5. So I had a nice little phone call with Kyle while we were both out running in separate states, and that was quite nice. So just a fun little chit-chat catch-up. So my Friday run was that. Nope, just kidding. My Saturday run was that. Sunday was my long run of 13 miles, so a mini long run, I guess, if I were in like really, really good shape, but it was just like a legit long run for me right now. And it's the longest I've gone in the past couple months, and I was happy with it because my foot held up and it wasn't like aching the rest of the day afterwards. I met up with Aubrey and Alden, so it was just super fun, and I just felt like kind of pushed, you know, by them in a good way in terms of just kind of pacing, and it's just fun, just good solid work. And Sunday was when I ended up tacking my lift on too, so same sort of deal, just started the 3 sets or 3 blocks and then 3 sets of each exercise throughout. Started with the heavier work over at the rack and did some deadlifts with the barbell, and then some of that calf work again, and then moved on to more of the full body, core, glutes, hammies, hips, ankles, all of that fun stuff throughout the rest of the lift there. Finished off the week with 55 miles, so I've been having a steady increase of about 5 miles a week for the past couple months now since my injury flare-up, which has been so painfully slow but has made the most beautiful Strava graph, and it looks really, really good. And I'm pretty proud of it, so I'm stoked on that. I'm really antsy to get back up to like the 70, 80, 90 mile range, but I'm just not gonna push it, just gonna kind of keep chugging along in this slower, more careful way that Coach Hunt is telling me to. So maybe listen to your coach because they tend to know what they're doing. But it felt like a win, so I'm stoked on it. Going into the next week, we're gonna start some actual more structured workouts, so I'm excited to get into that too, and then kind of bumping up those long runs as well. So moving on, what felt good for the week? My plantar. I'm pretty stoked that that thing's been just allowing me to build up my mileage and my volume and add in some quality days as well without really flaring up too bad. It still definitely is there and tweaking, but it's nothing that I can't manage. So it's staying manageable and slowly getting better as I am getting fitter. So I'm excited about that. And that's kind of, yeah, that was the good thing of the week. I'm just pretty stoked on that. Things that did not feel great this week, it is the week before my period. And that always feels really bad for me, honestly. Well, I hear it a lot from other women too, but knowing myself, since I've had a regular period now, it's kind of a pattern to where I just feel super lethargic and bad and just so draggy and tired all the time. So a lot of times my runs just feel a lot harder, like efforts just feel a lot worse and more tough. In the gym, things just physically feel so much heavier too. Like weights that I've, am used to moving and can usually easily move just feel a lot harder. So I was feeling that this week for sure. None of my runs really felt too affected, which was nice, but just definitely was kind of fatigued though overall. And the weights in the gym is where I was really noticing it. Heart rate is something else that gets pretty affected by that, for me at least. It's always a lot more elevated during my last little bit of my cycle there in that luteal phase right before I start. And so I was noticing that my heart rate was definitely higher throughout those runs. But do what you can do and just kind of tackle what you can tackle, I guess. Some things I'm working on for the week and have been just kind of being consistent with is sleep. I am trying really hard to have a better sleep schedule again. I used to be really good about this. It's kind of been slipping through the cracks. I tend to doom scroll after I lay in bed to go to sleep, and all of a sudden it's like 2 hours past when I lay down, and that's just never quite good. So I'm really trying to get my sleep dialed in to really maximize the recovery that I get from that, especially since I'm still trying to heal this injury. What I've been doing for that is, shocker, putting my phone down and just not really touching it as much when I'm going to sleep. So that's been helping for sure. I'm like not letting myself even start to scroll on any social media. I've also been having my coffee a lot earlier in the day. I never honestly notice a difference whenever I try to kind of shift around my caffeine habits, truthfully, but I'm still gonna try and do everything that I can that could impact that. So that's something that's a little bit different too. I've also started taking a magnesium supplement. It's this one right here from GU. We sell it at Milestone, and I saw it, so I was like, I should maybe try that. Because I've taken magnesium in the past, and again, did it really help? Maybe, but I'm gonna try it again and just do everything I can. So that's the main thing that I've been doing for my sleep. What else? I've also been working on some more consistent fueling throughout the day. So just making sure that I am having my pre-run food, my post-run breakfast, and then, so basically 2 breakfasts, and then having, usually it's pretty short between that and lunch. So then usually just having lunch when lunch comes around, and then a snack or 2 and dinner and a pre-bed snack as well. So just really trying to kind of keep my reserves topped off, which can be kind of tough for me to do sometimes on the mental side of things, which is really fun, but it is what it is. But I'm being really conscious about that. Also, during run nutrition, I've been toying with again, so taking gels with me, even on runs that I don't necessarily need to take in a gel. I'm just trying to train my gut some more, because it's just always a tough thing with marathon training, is the gut training. So I'm, yeah, taking in those gels too. And it makes me feel better after the run as well. Just, you always want carbs. More carbs, better. I also started bringing some fluids and electrolytes with me on my runs again too, just because it's been pretty warm out here in San Diego. It's not like crazy, other places have it worse, but for us it's just kind of hot and it's been pretty humid too. And I'm a pretty heavy sweater, and I lose a lot of salt as well. And so my long run last week went not super great. I ended up slowing down at like mile 9, and then had to stop at mile 10, and then got super nauseous and almost puked, and then was able to kind of like jog. I had to walk off the nausea, jogged a little slow mile, and then just called it a day after 11. Had to get picked up by the ambulance in Aubrey's car, so she saved the day. But I realized it was just because, well, at first I was like, I don't know what happened, but I realized it was really just the electrolytes. I had just been sweating a lot, and it was kind of warm out, and yeah, I think that was really it. Just got super nauseous. So I've been taking electrolytes with me and fluids on my runs. That's been feeling much better. Yeah, that's kind of the main stuff that I've been tweaking this week. So I'm gonna continue to try all of that. Well, I'm gonna continue to implement all of that stuff for next week as well, because we're gonna start, like I said, those more structured workouts and really start building mileage again. The plan is to have 60 for this following week, 60 miles. And I'm just excited for it. So I'm glad everything's working out well. Main focus for these past couple months has just been to steadily build back my mileage in a healthy and consistent way since that little injury flare up. And I've been succeeding. So I'm stoked on it. I mean, it takes time and it's hard to be patient sometimes, but it's super worth it. So for anyone who might be watching and is just like, dang, I'm injured and this sucks, just know that it does get better and you just need to be consistent. And that's kind of all I have to say about it. So like, subscribe, put a comment, I don't know, tell me something nice. If you're one of my probably like 3 friends that are maybe watching this out of my like 8 subscribers, that'd be great to hear from you. So that's all I've got to say for today, and I will see you next time. Bye!